volunteer in South Africa makes home visits despite poor health, inspiring others to care. Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital hosts an event to encourage more people to extend love through the gifts of organs. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. A local volunteer in Durban, South Africa, Grandma Rosa is already 79 years old and she suffers from arthritis. She needs to walk with a cane. However, her footprints to serve others in need have been nonstop for the past 9 years. She's a role model of many young local volunteers. Let's meet her. A local volunteer, Grandma Rosa, hosts the cane because she suffers from arthritis and every step is painful for her. However, she refused to miss the home visits. She insisted to kneel down to sing and pray at the care recipient's house. Grandma Rosa is 79 years old and is skilled, but she never let anything stop her. This group of Durban local volunteers have followed her to serve.
Thank you for caring for me. I can't even go to the church because of arthritis.
Since 2009, Grandma Rosa brought her daughter to begin this journey of love. Till now, her steps are still firm as her faith is still determined. On this day, DaAi TV staff took the chance to meet Dharma Master Cheng Yen and recall Typhoon Nari flooding Taipei, including DaAi TV. At that time, the typhoon poured tons of rain into the basement, submerging videotapes of TV programs DaAi TV produced. To clean these tapes, over 20,000 Tzu Chi volunteers around Taiwan volunteered to help.
These were the DLT tapes we tried to save at DaAi TV.
These valuable archives had experienced a typhoon disaster.
公元2001年9月17日凌晨4点13分23秒，大爱电视台的画面从荧光幕上消失。
Typhoon Nari swept through Taiwan 18 years ago and flooded DaAi TV when it was in the Nangang district, Taipei. It took Tzu Chi volunteers 3 days to lower the water level in the basement.
我下来摸一下，对啊，从那边手伸进去探探看，有什么可以推开或干嘛的。好，我们现在正要进来里面片库里面，我们已经进来了。
搬到大概差不多是。
We kept moving them until the daybreak, about 5 in the morning. I was already exhausted. I was young back then, but now I won't be able to move them all.
There will be 300 volunteers at Guandu who will save these tapes for us.
20,000 videotapes were saved after so many efforts from so many people.
We'll use the non-woven cloth to absorb the water through this hole, but probably not 100% because it is in there and we can't remove the shell. The cleanup was carried out for nearly a month. The process of cleaning videotapes allowed me to witness Tzu Chi volunteers could be mobilized so quickly, and many volunteers rushing wave after wave like a gathering of Buddhist Savas.
The work of saving these important videotapes is fresh in their minds after so many years. It has become important for us to deal with the extreme weathers.
I had a chance to visit the Jingsa abode in Hualien. After I went there, I discovered the volunteers are truly saving energy in daily life.
树真正的要种在心灵，心灵种树啦，净化在心中，气候变迁会越来越极端，还是呢？ 要大家人爱很虔诚的看重环保，但能珍惜在日常生活，不要太浪费，这才是根本之道。
To change the big environment, we need the power of public broadcasting to spread the power of goodness. so we can truly make people change their lifestyles.
In Cebu, the Philippines, a group of Tzu Chi Scholarship recipients follow the volunteer spirit to go into an impoverished community to help to collect garbage and provide clean water supplies. They also teach local children to read and promote Tzu Chi's humanistic culture. In this past year, they've made a great impact on this community. The laughter and singing used to be an impossible dream here at the Ruyang community. A year ago, this community is filled with garbage and broken houses. Children here have no clothes to wear nor food to eat. Hostile and suspicion were written in their eyes. These Tzu Chi Scholarship recipients came with volunteers and they were shocked by the situation. They've launched a green plan to clean their environment monthly. They collected the garbage along the valley and brought local junior high students to clean. Knowing that they lack water and electricity, they got a water truck so everyone can take a shower. They also prepare second-hand clothes and brand new shoes. When they discovered that children in the community mostly were uneducated and were illiterate, this led them to make some teaching materials to teach them to read and write. Some even provided one-on-one teaching. Many of these young volunteers were troubled students who hate to go to school. Cebu Tzu Chi volunteers did not give up on them. Now they follow the volunteer spirit and conducted home visits door to door. They've changed themselves and also the community in this year. Morthy, a Tzu Chi care recipient in Malacca, Malaysia, has been undergoing dialysis for a long time, causing his legs too weak to stand. Worrying that he might tumble in his house, a Tzu Chi volunteer went to his house and installed a handrail in the bathroom so they can improve his living.
A Tzu Chi volunteer installed 2 handrails at Muti's house so he can use the toilet more safely.
Ada 2-3 kali ada jatuh.
I have tumbled 2-3 times in my room and in the bathroom too. When I cough, my legs will become weak, and I also feel dizzy often.
Tempat mana batu tu jam tak boleh surah blackout.
When he uses the bathroom, it's difficult for him to stand up because his legs are weak. With the handrails, he can grab them to stand up more easily.
I'm moving the water tank.
After finishing the handrails, the volunteer discovered the water tank of the toilet is broken, so he fixed it too. The other screw has broken, the screw locking the water tank of the toilet, so I turn it over and drill another hole. The volunteer also gives a new life to the washing machine, so they do not have to wash clothes by hand.
Thank you so much, because I haven't used the washing machine for 2 years. It's now fixed, so I don't need to wash clothes by my hand.
Tzu Chi volunteers help me a lot. You volunteers are 100% good people.
The volunteers' care and assistance have brought convenience to Muti's family.
70-year-old Zhang Zhou's Tzu Chi volunteer Liu Jingtian retired 10 years ago and was planning to lead a life pursuing pleasure. However, he connected with Tzu Chi in 2013 and started recycling. Since then, it has become the most important mission in his life.
光要做环保，每忘一次腰，就相当于礼一次佛，也就是一次次的缩小自己。
Liu Jingtian walks around the streets in Zhangzhou to collect recycled goods.
When he started doing recycling, he bought a car to collect recycled goods. Wherever there are recycled resources, he will always be there.
He used to love traveling and was planning to tour around the world after retirement. However, after he got in touch with Tzu Chi 6 years ago, he has changed completely.
以前的话，我骑电动车乱逛哈。
Before, I will ride in the car relaxing, and I was thinking very narrowly. Now that I'm going to collect recycled goods to relieve the burden of Mother Earth, that is a much broader mindset.
去做环保再环保为地球父母亲减压这个间接就比较大了。
这几年来，我看到
In these few years, I've seen him physically attend all the recycling activities every day. He is very active in all events, and he is a role model for us all.
我们真的学习的榜样。
He not only attends each of the recycling events, but also brought many community residents to join.
He sees Tzu Chi as his family, and he cares about it deeply. He often takes all the recycling goods to the vendors directly and got a better price. We appreciate him a lot.
我们在每一场活动中
In each event, we must invite more people to join because the Earth is running out of time. We must try harder to protect the environment.
更加努力的做环保。
Liu Jingtian has let go of his desire to travel for pleasure because he has found the mission of his life in doing recycling. According to the Organ Donation Center, there are 9,813 people waiting for organ transplants. Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital hosted an event to invite organ donors' family to share their testimonies. Those explain hospice care.
We have decided to stop the medical treatments because we are miserably sustaining my brother's life with machines. When they took the tube away, his heart stopped beating. He was sent into the surgical room right away to donate unusable organs so his love can remain in this world.
Ms. Zheng's brother was sent to the hospital due to bleeding in the brain, and her family made a decision for him to donate the organs. Although they were once concerned about the tradition to keeping the body whole, none of the family members regret the decision when they're looking back.
DaAi TV had many programs talking about this issue, and I've watched them. We really believe that this is the right decision and is worthwhile. At the end of my brother's life, he can save others with his organs. We all think that he is a hero.
Ms. Zheng also brought her daughter to sign the organ donation agreement, so when something happens, the family can help those in need. Other than donating organs, it's also an important topic to walk the last path of life with peace and dignity.
Organ donations can help patients who have deteriorated organs at the last stage of treating illness. We come to hospice, but now a law regarding advanced decision medical treatment has passed. We can all ponder a more dignified final moment and avoid unnecessary treatment.
Advanced decisions, hospice care, and organ donation give patients and their families a way to extend the value of the life and allow their love to continue. Prolonged exposure to loud noise can cause hearing loss later in life. Young people may often wear headphones to bed, which in the long run can result in hearing impairment. Some jobs also expose one to loud environments, which may hurt one's hearing if proper protection is not used.
Inside this wood factory, an electric saw is buzzing. The loud noise is extremely hard on the ears.
My ears hurt a bit because that noise is actually pretty loud.
In testing the noise level, it measures over 80 decibels and sometimes even reaching 90. In this case, hearing protection should be used. Long-term exposure can result in hearing loss.
Usually we will have earplugs or earmuffs to reduce the noise. It's easier on our ears.
Noise-reducing earmuffs or earplugs are ways to decrease the noise levels. However, for those who choose not to wear them out of convenience, long-term damage to the hearing is a possibility.
Many of the carpenters don't wear ear protection, so when they get older, their hearing is impaired to where their hearing ability has been reduced. Many of the skilled workers now have reduced hearing because of it.
Others, like those who work with fireworks or large events, are also prone to exposure to loud levels of noise and should also protect their hearing.
Actually, earmuffs and earplugs can help reduce 40 to 60 decibels, so it's definitely very helpful in reducing loud noise.
Having hearing problems can affect much of everyday life. Thus, doctors suggest having hearing exams each year.
Some early hearing loss symptoms are not that noticeable. Some patients will hear ringing in the ear, or when words are spoken, it sounds a bit different. I think those are all suitable examples to get their hearing checked.
If children experience speech impairments or learning disabilities, the root problem could be hearing related as well. Those who often wear headphones when listening to music should also be advised to get their hearing checked annually.
Sounds at rock concerts are usually too loud for long periods of time, and there are those that wear earphones to bed. Actually, being exposed to loud noise for long periods of time is the root cause of hearing loss.
Also, doctors advise against using cotton swabs to clean out earwax.
Earwax protects the ear canal, and there's no need to physically remove it, as doing so with the cotton bud will just push the earwax in even further.
Doctors are quick to remind those who have diabetes and hyperlipidemia may also suffer from hearing impairments. So it's best to eat foods which are high in antioxidants to help slow down hearing loss.
Chinese families in the United States tend to emphasize Chinese language education for their children to remember their roots and find a good job. It is with this mindset that Tzu Chi academies are popular, with not only teach Chinese language but also Tzu Chi culture.
Parents line up to register for Tzu Chi Academy New York, or their children cannot get in.
2年前我们大概6点钟。
2 years ago, I came at 6 in the morning, and my kid could get into the academy. But this year, if you come at 3 in the morning, there's probably no more room. The first in line was a father. He came at 9 last night. When I was talking to him at 7 this morning, he was talking to me very happily. It means the parents' love for their children is very great.
We teach the students these aphorisms, things about culture, about morality, things that ordinary schools don't teach. So this will be very helpful to their morality and character.
或者是人格会有很大的帮助。
像我们住比较远，要开半个小时。
I live far away, so I must drive 30 to 40 minutes to get here. There's a Chinese school near my home, but I feel Tzu Chi Academy teaches master's teachings, so I'm willing to take my kids here every week.
重要，那我们很愿意这样每个礼拜带小孩子来，就去上学。
It is not popular to learn Chinese, but to the Chinese children in the United States, it also means knowing their roots. These parents want their children to enter Tzu Chi academies because they want them to also learn about manners and culture.
According to data, there are 1.6 billion discarded mobile phones every year in the world and more than 5 million disposed mobile phones in Taiwan every year. The EPA doesn't include cell phones on the list of items that must be recycled. However, the gold used on the mobile phone's IC board can be extracted, potential becoming the world's largest gold mine.
From these scrap mobile phones, we can remove the motherboard and we can take out the IC, which has the highest concentration of gold. We use a solution to dissolve the gold, and then afterwards we can add a reagent and gold is produced.
Afterwards, the extracted gold is melted at a high temperature, and a worker takes it out and puts it in a cold water bath. This is modern alchemy, as the content of gold in discarded cell phones is 10 times higher than the concentration in gold ore. This shows that this old waste can be as valuable as gold.
This gold production line is fully enclosed with a fully automatic production line, which avoids the production of harmful gases from going outside.
Incineration and acid hydrolysis of the IC board process poses a great threat to the environment and must be carried out in a closed system.
IC from discarded cell phones gets to purity of 99.999%, and then it quickly becomes gold. and when it comes out, it is melted into this gold wire coil.
The gold processing line must be done in a clean room, as full body protection is needed just to enter this room for an interview. The metal rod extracted is so thick that it cannot be applied to semiconductor materials directly, so it must pass through this instrument which stretches it. How thin does it become? We can barely see it through the camera because it is only 1/5 as thick as human hair. The gold wire has good ductility and conductivity, as it is an indispensable material on the IC board.
Most of our materials are supplied to manufacturers of electronic products. This gold recovered from discarded materials can re-enter the industry with current capacity for 120 tons of gold a year.
1,000 kilograms of discarded mobile phones can extract 0.34 kilograms of gold, 1.2 kilograms of silver, 19 kilograms of tin, and 330 kilograms of copper.
There may be dozens of materials on an IC board. Different material elements are on it, so this refining work is absolutely not something that one manufacturer can do alone.
As a result, 6 domestic processing companies have jointly established the Green Electronics Resources Alliance to include everything from the collection of front-end waste to the extraction of precious materials to supplying materials for future uses, creating a circular economy. The world produces 50 million tons of electronic waste every year, including heavy metals and harmful substances. If there is no recycling, not only will it poison the earth, but also deplete our resources.
Actually, if current industry does not rely on recycled materials, there are actually not enough natural resources to satisfy their need.
The IC boards of electronics such as mobile phones, tablets, notebooks, and PCs are all valuable places to recover resources. But what about home appliances, such as the refrigerator, air conditioner, and washing machine, which don't have IC boards? From mobile phones to large refrigerators, modern technology can not only yield gold, but also useful recyclable materials. The staff took out the compressor and then sent the entire refrigerator into a giant shredder. Later, magnets and specific gravity were used to separate the different metals into aluminum, iron, and copper. The most valuable part of a scrap refrigerator is that it can be separated into copper metal, which can sell for $5 per kilogram. A discarded refrigerator can be turned into 50 aluminum cans, 373 copper NT $1 coins, 39 kilograms of iron screws, and 45 plastic boxes. And the refrigerator also has an important material in the form of insulation foam. 1/6 of the weight of a refrigerator is the foam which I'm holding. In the old days, this insulated foam was all abandoned but can now be reused.
After the foam is removed, it is processed by equipment and turned into fine powder to make fuel rods, which can replace raw coal and become a renewable energy source.
Natural minerals underground may soon be exhausted as electronic waste is piling up. In fact, there are valuable materials in each electronic product which we can reuse to fight pollution and extend the life of natural resources.
A local junior high school in Malaysia set a recycling education station with Tzu Chi volunteers sharing their experiences with these students. We'll leave you with these images and thank you for joining us. Goodbye.